wishes and regrets.
Hello dear friends, and welcome to the last unit of our book. Today we are going to study some useful passages with new vocabulary and some essential grammatical rules. Let's start.
In this episode, we are going to talk about 1. Small passages. 2. Comprehension questions.
'Now, let's read the following small passages about some people and their wishes. Let's start.
This week we ask,
What would you have done in these situations?
when I was going to school, I saw some smoke coming from a house. It was coming from a window on the ground floor. I thought someone had burned some toast, so I didn't do anything.
If it had been me, I would have knocked on the door and told the people inside.
If I had seen smoke, I would have phoned home and asked for advice. If that had happened to me, I would have called the fire brigade on my mobile. My younger brother isn't doing very well at school. On Monday evening, he was meant to be doing his project, but when I went into his room, he was playing computer games. He didn't finish his project on time and got a really low mark. I didn't know what to do.
I had a mathematics exam at school last week. I was really nervous, and the night before the exam, I couldn't sleep. I don't think I slept at all the whole night. So when I took the exam the next day, I didn't do very well. I was too tired. Nada.
I went on holiday to the beach with my family. I went swimming in the sea. I'm not a very good swimmer, but I swam out too far. I felt tired, so I climbed onto a rock. I waited until I felt better. Then I swam back to the shore. I didn't tell anyone that I had been worried.
Comprehension questions.
Before we start our comprehension questions, dear friends, we have to study some grammatical rules concerning the third conditional. First, let's concentrate on the following explanation.
Third conditional.
The first and the second conditionals talk about the future. With the third conditional, we talk about the past. We talk about a condition in the past that didn't happen. That is why there is no possibility for this condition. The third conditional is also like a dream, but with no possibility of the dream coming true. If I had won the lottery, I would have bought a car. Notice that we are thinking about an impossible past condition. You didn't win the lottery, so the condition was not true. And that particular condition can never be true because it is finished. We use the past perfect tense to talk about the impossible past condition. We use would have plus past participle to talk about the impossible past result. The important thing about the third conditional is that both the condition and the result are impossible now. If I had seen Mary, I would have told her. If Tara had been free yesterday, I would have invited her. If they hadn't passed their exam, their teacher would have been sad. If it had rained yesterday, would you have stayed at home? If it had rained yesterday, what would you have done? As we have seen in both the first and the second cases of the conditional sentences, we can change the places between the if clause and the main clause. Let's see. I would have told Mary if I had seen her. I would have invited Tara if she had been free yesterday. Their teacher would have been sad if they hadn't passed their exam. Would you have stayed at home if it had rained yesterday? What would you have done if it had rained yesterday? Notice that sometimes we use should have, could have, might have instead of would have. For example, if you had bought a prize, you might have won.
Matching exercise.
Let's match between the following sentences and try to find out the full meaning.
Regrets. Using wish.
We use wish when we mean that we regret for something or we are sorry that we cannot do something. For example, I am so bad at math. I wish I was so good at math. My father doesn't give me enough money. I wish my father gave me enough money. It is really important to be noticed here that we should change the tense of the sentence from present to past or from past to past participle when we make the wish sentence. For example, 1. I have no friends. Present. I wish I had friends. Past. 2. I stayed at home during the weekend. Past. I wish I hadn't stayed at home during the weekend. Past participle. Now, let's do the following exercise.
1. I had done more sport when I was at school. 2. I had learned to drive when I was younger. 3. I had written a novel before I had children. 4. I hadn't given up playing the piano when I started university. 5. I had studied more at school.
A. I didn't have good enough qualifications to go to university. B. I wasn't very fit when I was young, and I'm less fit now. C. I still love classical music, but it's a pity I can't play it. D. I find it difficult now, and I get very nervous on motorways. E. I always had lots of ideas, but I didn't have the discipline.
One. I had watched my mother cooking in the kitchen. 2. I had learned to swim when I was a child. 3. I had stayed in contact with my school friends. 4. I had read more poetry when I was younger. 5. I had played football for my national team when I was young.
A. I don't have much time to read. And when you can remember lines of verse, your mind is always full of ideas and beauty. B. I often wonder what they are all doing now and how they are. C. I can't remember how to make the lovely things she cooked. D. This was my dream, but I wasn't quite good enough. E. When I go to the beach, I can only walk in the water.
Copy and complete these sentences. Use positive or negative forms of the verbs.
1. I wish I had brought my umbrella. 2. I wish I hadn't touched it. 3. I wish I had remembered my key. 4. I wish I hadn't forgotten the time.
Personal qualities: loyal, honest, respectful.
Now, we are going to do the following exercise. It's going to be about tips on being a friend. Now, we are going to read the last passage from our book, dear friends, which is going to be about family and life. Let's enjoy it.
This is my life. Samira. My family. I'm 15 years old and live in Damascus. My brother is 2 years older than me, and I also have a younger sister and a little baby brother. My father is a builder. My mother doesn't work now, but she used to be a bank clerk. My home and neighborhood.
We live in a large apartment in a suburb in the north of the city. It has a big living room, a kitchen, and 4 bedrooms. I share a bedroom with my sister.
My interests.
I like sport a lot. I play basketball and go swimming. I also enjoy computer games. Most of my friends don't like computer games. Girls don't often like them. I love classical music. I play the piano.
In the past. Once I got an award at school for a writing competition, I was really excited. When the teacher put it on the wall, she told my parents that I was a good student. I used to like collecting dolls, but I'm not so interested now. I still have them, but I don't collect them anymore.
A friend. I have a friend called Rabab. She's quite tall for her age, with long black hair and brown eyes. She's very kind and great fun. We laugh together, and the best thing is she loves computer games too. So we often play together after school. I want to get good exam results and go to university. I would like to be a computer programmer. Our country needs people who can work in information technology. Here, we come to the end of our book, dear friends, and we hope that everything was clear. For any questions or suggestions, please do contact us on the following addresses. Now, we leave you with the care of Allah. Bye-bye.